Alright friends, it's T-Man. Ta-da! We're back with a new video on Greg Doucette. Man, we're gonna do a reaction video to our beautiful friend Greg Doucette. Yes, the gym, lifting, recruiting, fitness, gear slave himself. Greg Doucette. So Greg Doucette, he says, don't take Tren. Okay, Greg.
On top of the water, at the tip of the iceberg, these things should be 100% natural.
NMR and TRT, that's right above the waterline.
You're taking testosterone, steroid advice, and so on from guys who don't even know how to source what they're taking.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Coach Greg, in today's video, I'm going over the Tren twins' steroid tier list. Warning, it doesn't make any sense. When they're in their early 20s, one has already had a pec tear, of which I've warned them about. Do you not think they can benefit from my old age, my wisdom? Remember, I'm pushing 50. 50 keys of testosterone across the border, along with my blue lobster.
50 keys to testosterone.
So would it not make more sense for the Tren twins to perhaps try taking something that's natural? Testosterone in the form of...
Yeah, they should take something that's natural to build some more fake muscles. GO2 Max and testosterones, yes.
Turk Max as well as GO2
Sure.
Max. But no, let's watch them explain a...
You want to know why? Because none of you can build muscles. Because weights don't build muscles. That's what they discovered. Concentrically lifting heavy weights. They found out that weights don't build muscle, so they take these testosterones and GO2 maxes and, you know, trembolonis like the Tren twins. The Tren twins wouldn't even be the Tren twins without the steroids. No steroids, no Tren twins. You just have the loser twins. There, I got a new name for them, the loser twins.
steroid tier list instead.
We're going to do a steroid tier list for people who don't want to
You know, the
shit.
funny thing is all these people are so dumb, man. They're constantly looking for a different outcome doing concentric lifting a heavy weight off the floor, and then they're like, weights build muscles. How the fuck does a weight build a muscle? They don't build muscles, dude. They can do specific things to your body, but they themselves don't build muscles.
I've literally done this exact same video. How many months ago was that? 2 months ago? 2 months ago, but yet it hasn't yet been posted. And so please go and watch my
I guess that's the stupid brain talking there, that map they had, trying to explain something to you. It's ridiculous.
video. My video, it actually makes sense. This is nonsensical.
Yeah.
And so if the trends are trying to help people, at least get it right.
We're just only going to be talking about the important stuff here. So what you can get away with and still be natty.
And so on top of the water,
What could you get away with and still be natty? That makes absolutely no sense, but whatever.
the tip of the iceberg, these things should be 100% natural. Things that you can get away with, but still not
Like, what does that exactly mean, natty? All these people are complaining. Concentric exercises, lifting a heavy weight concentrically, does not build muscles. So I don't understand what this natty thing is. So they took steroids and they lift concentrically and they got a different outcome? What was the outcome? Nothing. It's fake. I know, because they took steroids. It built them a muscle. How the fuck do steroids build you muscles? How does a steroid build a muscle? Can somebody explain that to me, please? Especially lifting concentrically. See, in the real world, you still have to build muscle. You still have to build muscle in the real world, in the natural world, in order to build it. That just because you took cosmetics, something artificial fake, and your body created something artificially, you think it looked to you, you think it's real, but it's artificial because steroids are wasting drugs. They can retain energy in the form of glycogen in your muscle, and they can turn over protein so you don't lose any muscle mass. That's about all they can do. But they themselves cannot build you a muscle. See what I mean? They cannot donate their nuclei to support further muscle growth either, because they don't have any nuclei. They're molecules. Duh.
your natty status. And so I'm thinking things like creatine, testosterone from the plant Ajuga turkestan.
And how is this going to build muscle? Turkesterone, juga something from what plant? The juga plant and all that. How does it build a muscle? How does it build it? Does it too donate its nuclei to support further muscle growth when you reach the MND size limit? You know what I mean? Like, what is this exactly? What does this do exactly? How do you build muscles? How do muscles build? Like, how do you build tissue? How do you build muscles? How do they build? Does anybody fucking know out there? Even Greg Doucette doesn't even know. Maybe he does. Maybe he doesn't. I don't know. Or he's just a smart scammer, okay?
Anica and Turk Max, GO2 Max, pre-workout, and so on. But what do they list? Well,
And what are they gonna do? And what are they gonna? And how are they gonna build? And how are they gonna do it?
let's see.
Talking about natty shit. That's crazy.
Everybody failed at building muscles, lifting concentrically. They lifted a heavy weight. They look small. They're fucking lifting 500 pounds off the floor, 5, 6, 7 pounds, 700, whatever. Benching heavy, and everybody, so-called natural people, they're lifting as heavy as they can, yet they're still small. Max Strasny's tiny, skinny, small. He's lifting 500. All these people, these students and everybody, whatever. And they're all tiny because they didn't go through your head. Concentric exercise does not build muscles, bro. Get it?
677. A song here, MK677.
Here's another thing. MK677, then why are they eating donuts and cookies? Do donuts and cookies build muscles? So they took steroids and they eat shitloads of donuts and cookies. When was the last time a donut and a cookie built muscles? You've got to be crazy.
MK677. It's literally banned. It's on WADA's.
MK677 is no different than taking free-form peptide bond amino acids in high doses to do what? To stimulate the pituitary, to release growth hormone. That's what it does. So MK677 does the same thing. And how is that going to build a muscle? Because you release the hormone in your body. What's the hormone going to do? What's it going to do? It can't overcome the M&D size limit. It is not the satellite cell. Only the satellite cell can do that. See what I mean? The molecule itself, the growth hormone, it can't do that. It can't do that. It's impossible.
Watch this. It's a growth hormone secretagogue. You can't take that and be...
Okay, it's a growth hormone secretagogue. How does this how is it going to build a muscle if there's nothing to build lifting concentrically? If you're lifting concentrically a heavy weight off the floor, how can it build something if there's nothing to build? That sounds stupid.
Natural. If you take MK677,
Whatever.
you are not natty. Not that he's out.
Why? Why are you not natty if you take MK677? Because it started to prevent you from wasting by absorbing glycogen in the muscle, creating sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. You hypertrophy through the sarcoplasm instead of myofibrillar growth? What the fuck, bro? See what I mean? Fake natty, because those are fake muscles. That's not based on myofibrillar growth. How do you get myofibrillar growth? Figure it out, huh?
All right, admitted this, but I do believe guys like Alex Eubank have taken this as teenagers. We had Anthony Mantello recently.
Alex Eubank is a cheat. He's been cheating for the longest time. And this Montello, he's on drugs. He already talks about it. Look how small he is on drugs with a big head. He's a big head, a little body.
Come out and say he was taking this as a 16-year-old. Many people are losing their natty status to MK677. Remember, this doesn't affect your production of testosterone, and so some people say, oh, you're still natty. It doesn't shut you down. It increases IGF-1s to super physiological levels, way beyond what's normal, and it could in fact cause diabetes. And so does it sound like it makes you natural? Of course it doesn't.
This is that drug this is the gateway right here. This was our first shit. This is the gateway. This is
the gateway, MK677. Okay, whatever. It's a modulator. It's a stimulator.
677 is the gateway. You can go into a...
Think of it. They literally admit this is our first cycle. This is the gateway drug. What we started on. What they started on was a performance-enhancing drug. And above that, of which are...
Okay. They started all these things. Okay, steroids definitely are a hormone that will increase your concentric lifts, right? Heavier. They'll bind with the receptor, giving you maximum force production. But they themselves don't build muscle because even PubMed tells you myocytic androgen receptor controls the strength, but not the mass of the limb muscles, bro. Get it? Boy, you have to be really stupid not to understand that. Let me see. I'll bring it up in here. Hold on a second. So this is from PubMed. There you go. Myocytic androgen receptor controls the strength but not the mass of the limb muscles. When they did the test down here, they said, respectively, when there was a deficiency, important, we also showed that androgen receptor deficiency in limb myositis impairs myofibrillar organization in sarcomeres and decreases muscle strength, thus demonstrating that myocytic androgen receptor controls key pathways required for maximum force production. See, so that hormone binds with the myocytic androgen receptor because that's what controls strength. But guess what? It doesn't control the mass of the limb muscles, bro. Get it? Y'all understand me? So that hormone, what controls the mass of the limb muscles? What controls the mass of the limb muscles? Nuclei. Yeah, nuclei. Without nuclei, you cannot support further muscle growth. Do molecules create nuclei? No. What creates nuclei? The satellite cell. See what I mean? You people are stupid. Stupid. Stupid.
What you're not talking about, I see it listed in clomiphene. And clomiphene, also banned by WADA, can double your testosterone levels. Just because you...
And clomiphene you can increase your testosterone levels. Yeah, it can. It's a stimulator.
You don't inject it, doesn't mean it's natural. If you take in clomiphene, you're not natural.
Yeah, if you take it, you're not natural, but you didn't build any natural muscles. They're unnatural. Get it? There's no muscle there because it's, look, man. Oh, fuck. Gee Christ, dude. Hot man. Hold on a second. Here we go. So right here. So you can see this right here. Sarcoplasmic hypertrophy is a kind of artificial muscle growth. You're training the muscles for no other reason than to increase its size visually by increasing the amount of fluid it can hold. But you're not increasing the density of the muscle fibers. And believe me, muscles can hold a lot of glycogen because these are wasting drugs. The drugs they're using are for wasting. Look, sarcoplasmic hypertrophy, this is from AI overview from Google. Sarcoplasmic hypertrophy refers to a type of muscle growth where the volume of the fluid in the muscle cell, the sarcoplasm, increases, leading to larger muscle appearance without necessarily increasing its strength. Essentially considered artificial muscle growth because it primarily involves fluid retention rather than an increase in muscle fiber size or contractile protein. See that? That's why they're so weak. That's why they got injured. This is often contrasted with myofibrillar hypertrophy, which focuses on actual muscle fiber growth and strength gains. See, actual growth and real strength gains come from myofibrillar growth. See what I mean? But you're not building muscles because you guys are doing concentric lifting. Concentric, look. Hold on. Yes, concentric exercise is generally associated with a decrease in the number of sarcomeres in muscle, meaning that the muscle fibers tend to shorten and lose serial sarcomeres during the type of contraction. So not only do you not grow muscle, but you lose muscle. You lose, get it? You lose muscles. You lose them. They go away, my friend. So there you go. These fake muscles you're getting there.
Period. Full stop.
You can go into a supplement shop and buy this shit. Yes.
Perhaps in America, you could perhaps go in and buy it in a supplement shop. Just because you can buy it in a supplement shop doesn't mean that it's natural. If brought the supplement...
Listen, they never built any muscle. You people want to believe they did, but they didn't. That's why when they go off their steroids, they pee it all out.
Stop selling you testosterone illegally. Does that make it natural? Oh, I got it at the supplement shop. It was test and Tren. This is not good logic.
Now the thing, I'm trying to try it. Your liver's up. Your liver.
Think about it. Why does Greg Doucette have to stay on steroids forever and ever? Why is he on steroids forever and ever and ever and ever and ever? Because his muscles are fake. He never built any muscles. He has to maintain that phony fake look taking the drugs. And so do the Tren twins. And even their fake strength, they have to maintain it by taking drugs.
Anything orally you're injecting, your liver's going to be detoxing that shit. They say that taking something like this is like drinking a beer a day.
Osterine is a SARM. It's also banned by WADA, and as they described, it's hard on your liver. He's comparing it to drinking alcohol. Alcohol, we know, is hard on your liver, and obviously it's dose dependent. The more you take, the more harmful it is. But another thing that it does, it also decreases your SHBG, decreases your LH, your FSH, lowers your body's production of testosterone. If you're taking Osterine and thinking you're still natty, you're obviously not. And one of the main problems is while you're on Osterine, you're going to feel good, you're going to have more strength and so on, put on more muscle. But what happens when you stop? Now that you've stopped Osterine, your testosterone levels are lower. You're going to lose some of the strength, some of the size, and you're going to want to take something again to go back on. And what does that often lead to? It leads to steroids.
140, that's also another SARM. Get pretty strong. LGD, RAD 140, people, they're like, promote them as like, oh, safer than steroids, this and that. It's literally not much safer. It's still going to your hormones.
And so he's very correct. It's very similar to taking steroids. LGD, RAD 140, and so on, they're very similar to taking oral steroids. Just because you're taking a SARM and
they're the same to taking oral steroids? No, they're not. He's lying. Greg is making this stuff up. He brings no proof. There's no proof of that. They are not a steroid. They are not a hormone. They are not a steroid.
It's not technically a steroid doesn't mean that you're not.
There you go. And then he goes, they're not technically a steroid. They are not a steroid.
Natural. You, in fact, are not. And taking SARMs can also affect your estrogen levels. It can make them drastically go down. This can affect your mental health, your joints, and so on. And so if you do take SARMs, please be more careful than last time and do realize you're no longer natural.
So your next best option.
You're no longer natural. You don't have any muscle. What natural? You're just faking. You're just doing something cosmetically. It's cosmetic.
Would be Anavar. Or TRT. Anavar and TRT. All right, that's right above the waterline.
Anavar is also banned. You can't use it and be natural. And so if you're taking Anavar, you're not natural. TRT, testosterone replacement therapy, also not natural. I mean, does anyone think that Alex Eubank is actually natural?
I definitely feel like more of a man on TRT. That's for damn sure.
Does anybody actually know how to build muscle out there? None of these people know how to build muscles, man. They don't even know what builds muscles. They're so stupid. All of their lifting and training is so shit, man. It's just garbage. Down the toilet.
Testosterone does not equal to being natural.
Concentric lifting is associated with sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. I can prove that too. Not only is there a loss of muscle sarcomeres, but it's associated with sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. It's fake. That lifting, that's all it creates. Because, that's all it does, bro. It's all fake lifting, bro. Fake exercises, fake lifting, fake muscles.
So even if you're on replacement doses, you're not natural. But here's the thing. Most people on TRT are on super physiological levels. They're trying to optimize. They're on testosterone optimization therapy or sports TRT. These doses are oftentimes 200 milligrams or more, and it's not just testosterone. They may be taking other things as well. They, for example, listed Anavar. Could be Deca. And so if you're taking a variety of compounds to optimize your health, you're certainly not natural. Now, it's debatable whether or not this is healthy, whether it's safe. I do believe that if you're at super physiological levels like 1100, it's not as safe as taking, for example, half of that, 550. And so please monitor your health. Always check it out with your doctor. Now, if you're interested in your blood work done, getting HRT, peptides, and so on, I've partnered with Transcend. You can contact Transcend by clicking the link in the description, get your blood work taken, and they will see, do you actually need it?
Anavar, they're woman's steroid, okay?
I don't know what's the matter with these people. They're like abnormal. Let's see if you need these steroids, if you need these drugs, Tren, something, whatever. Greg's nuts, man. Go and take these tests and whatever. What's the matter with you? Are you abnormal? Then that means you're a genetic loser. If you go there, you have to take these tests and everything. What are you? A genetic loser. These are genetic losers. These are two genetic midget losers. Look at them. Taking drugs. They think it's going to make them big. They're still small. They're never going to grow. They're going to be little children the rest of their lives. Because they were nutrient deficient. They thought cookies and donuts build bodies and make you tall. They discovered it doesn't, unfortunately. And their balls are small too. They have small testicles because of the cookies and donuts they've been eating their entire life. That's the problem with the short twins.
Most men, though,
The midget twins.
we abuse it.
Anavar is not a woman nor a man steroid. It's a steroid. And so with Anavar, the poison is in the dose. If you're a woman and you're taking 1 milligram, it's obviously going to have a lower effect than if you're taking 10 or if you're taking 100. And so whether or not you're male or female, if you take too much, that is going to be the consequences. It's the same with alcohol. If you take 1 drop of wine, probably not going to have an effect. But if you drink 10 bottles, probably not going to be with us. Just
No, really? You don't say.
because many people say Anavar, it's safe, it's a woman's steroid, doesn't mean that it actually is.
Testosterone?
Steroids are just very toxic drugs. They're made from plants, so plants are toxic.
Your body already produces that shit. A-OK. It's the male hormone. You're gonna get angry.
Just because your body already produces it doesn't mean it's safe to take and give it more. In particular, at higher doses. Does anyone think they want to act and behave like Mike Isertel?
Think about it. All these people in the gyms, they can lift heavy, natural people. You've seen them lift really heavy. They pull some heavy weight, 500 pounds off the floor. They do some 500-pound squats, whatever. Yet they're not growing, lifting all these weights concentrically. Then comes along the Tren twins. They take a little bit of steroids, right? And they're lifting somewhat relatively heavy. This pretty much the same weight, if not just a slightly bit more than normal, right? Because of the hormone pushing you to lift heavier weight. Okay, it's enhancing your performance. And then all of a sudden, it what? You think it built them muscles? You have to be mentally insane in your brain to believe that the steroid built them some kind of muscle. Because I know you're gonna say, but they look like it. They appear that way. Yeah, appearances can be faked. It's fake, bro. Get it? It's foolish to believe that.
Remember, all he feels is rage.
This is under the line.
You can fake muscles. A lot of people done it. They do it with what is it called? What's that oil? They inject this oil into their muscles. Yeah, they fake it, bro. Get it? You're telling me you can't fake muscles? You're telling me you can't eat bags and bags of potato, go work out in a gym and increase the sarcoplasm and fake the look? See what I mean? You're telling me you can't inject steroids and then the steroids putting like fucking glycogen in your muscle and faking the look? You're telling me you can't do that? What the fuck, man? You people are stupid out there.
You're no longer half natty. You're taking a full-on cycle.
Remember, anything above that line, you're not half natty. This was not even close to half natty. If you're on Anavar, testosterone, Rad 140, Ostrine, MK677, and clomiphene, none of these allow you to be half natty.
I'll put Primo. This is going to be the safest steroid.
None of these allow you to be half natty. You aren't... Fuck, man. You don't have any muscles, bro. Get it? You don't have any muscles.
And so Primo is perhaps one of the safest
I don't know what this natty stuff is. They didn't build anything.
injectable steroids, but just because it's safer doesn't mean it's safe.
The only thing they did was increase their lifts. That's all they did by taking the drug. It enhanced their performance. That's it. To perform heavier. And real bodybuilding is not based on what? Performance. Because it compromises performance. It tells you that in science everywhere. Real bodybuilding compromises performance, sportive performance. So if you're taking a drug that's enhancing your performance, right? Bodybuilding is not based on performance, get it? Or endurance. Any of these fucking things. So they're just performing. They took steroids and they're performing. So how does a performance build a muscle? Duh.
Now, what it also isn't is it's not as potent, and so most people taking Primo are going to take higher doses. Primo,
I know. They're going to take higher doses. I know. They got terkesterone. That's it.
it's still going to shut you down
That's going to build them a muscle. Yeah.
at half the speed or rate of testosterone. And so if you do 16 weeks of Primo, it's going to have the same suppressing effect of 8 weeks of testosterone. But you're also going to need to take higher doses.
This is like being in a cosmetic shop, a woman's cosmetic shop. You know, this one, you take this powder and you put this powder on your face and this lipstick, it's going to make you look better than that lipstick. That lipstick's going to make you look better than this lipstick. Christ, man. This fucking cosmetic, bro. It's cosmetic.
So if you compare, for example, testosterone to primo are roughly 2/3 as strong as testosterone. And so if somebody's taking 200 milligrams of testosterone, they likely need to take 300 milligrams of primo in order to put on.
Yeah, sure. They have to take so much more primo to absorb more glycogen in the muscle. The more they take the hormone, the more it'll preserve you from wasting away. By you eating more glycogen, it'll absorb more of it. Yes.
The same amount of dry, hard muscle. And what about trenbolone?
You know what the funny? You know the funny part? Your body knows this is something fake coming into the body, and it says, you know what? I have to stop this from this happening. This is a bad thing that we don't. This is bad. You know, it's bad to carry all this fat, this weight, getting fat, taking steroids, getting fat, a fat head. So it says, you know what? We have to shut down your body thinks it's coming from the testicles, unusual activity. So it shuts down your testicles from producing testosterone. Get it? And then you still keep injecting higher and higher dosages, and your body keeps trying to adapt to these hormones by shutting them off. But you keep injecting higher and higher and higher dosages. You understand me? And then your body keeps absorbing more of this weight due to these artificial hormones. You're getting fatter and fatter and fatter and a fat head, fat muscles and a fat head. And your body's like, Christ, man, I just can't handle it anymore.
About 5 times weaker than Tren. And so 100 milligrams of Tren, about the same amount of muscle can be built as taking 500 milligrams of Primo. And so again, the poison is in the dosing. If you take very high doses, it's not...
The poison is in the dosing. If you take high doses, what happens, Greg?
Going to be safe.
You shouldn't take steroids at all in your life.
It's not going to be safe. I like the fucking midget twins. You shouldn't be taking steroids anywhere in your life. Then why are you taking them?
They're very cosmetic.
No. Yeah, they're very cosmetic. You want to know why they're taking them? Because they'd be nobody without them. They're nobody without these steroids. Get it? Nobody would watch them.
They'll get you lean. They'll get you hard.
You're taking testosterone.
Yeah, they're cosmetic. They get you lean and hard. They do a bunch of stuff. But it's temporary. That's what cosmetic means. Cosmetic means something that you have to rely on artificially to create something artificial.
Testosterone, steroid advice, and so on from guys who don't even know how to source what they're taking. Remember when Coach Greg was coaching the Tren twins and they decided to not work with me anymore? They were given and sold fake testosterone, fake gear, if you will, and it wasn't from me. It was from their own source. And so how do they even know what they're taking? They've done what? 2 cycles in their lives? We're getting advice from them? Do you really think you should be listening to the Tren twins on what you should be taking? They've done 1 competition in their life. In comparison, I did 42 shows natural, and I've competed 59 times. And so who do you think you should listen to? Now, Mastrone, very comparable to Primo. Very similar effects. Mastrone, going to be a lot cheaper. Primo, extremely expensive. Now, here's the problem with Primo. Almost all of it is fake. And so you're thinking you're given Primo, but what you're given...
Primo's fake? Almost all Primo is fake? Primo bowling is fake these days. Yeah, that's fake stuff out there.
Is perhaps Mastrone or Mastrone combined with EQ, or perhaps it's just test probe. And how would you know? Do you really think the Tren twins would know if they're taking Mastrone versus Primo versus testosterone versus EQ, DECA, and so on? They don't know. They don't have the experience. How would you know? Because your bro who sold it to you at the gym, they said that it is. When you purchase Turk Max, you know that it's actually from the plant Ajuga turkistanica.
See, you know it's from the plant Ajuga turkistanica. If you take GO2 Max, bros, you get it.
We've proven this. But what about Turkplex from Gorilla Mind?
Well, how does it build a muscle? How?
Y'all thought Derek's company, it's amazing. They would never screw us over. Hey, perhaps the first time, but what about the second time? Remember, they've been proven to not be...
And what happens when you stop taking these pills? What happens when you stop taking them? Oh, it all went away, all goes away. Where did it go? I thought I built a muscle. If you build real muscle, do you think it just goes away? Like it just fades away, or just like you pee it out in the toilet?
Selling the plant Ajuga turkistanica. And so when you hit Turk Max, you're getting...
Why don't all these people that take steroids, after they come off their steroids, why don't they, where's their muscles? Why did the muscles go away? The fake muscles, why did they go away? These fake muscles, where did they go? You know, if steroids could build a muscle, everybody would be taking steroids, right? They'd take a steroid once, build a muscle, and then they wouldn't have to take it again, now would they? So why do they have to keep taking it? Because they didn't build any muscles. Because muscles still have to be built in the natural world, naturally. But you just don't know how to build them naturally in the natural world because you don't know what you're doing. That's why.
Exactly what you
None of you do because you're losers.
wanted and more. And so remember, I've traveled the globe, made it back from Uzbekistan with 500 keys of Turk in those very suitcases. I told the world I had
He took them in suitcases back. Holy shit. They check them in the airport?
50 keys of Turk in the duffel bag. But I traveled the world with the Blue Lobsters, and we made it, guys. Various sources was able to meet up with Mike Thurston, and so I'm telling you, we have exactly what we promised. And so if you're interested in real, authentic Turkesterone, you gotta get it from HTLT Supplements. Enter code Greg for 15% off.
They're very cosmetic. They'll get you lean, they'll get your hard, but they will your hairline to oblivion.
If you're really concerned with your hair, Deca is one that you could take, but really, in general, all of them, whether it's testosterone, masterone, primo, Tren, Anavar, you name it, probably not going to be good. If you're proceeding to go bald, it's going to speed that up.
No, you can take tests, take some finasteride, you're fucking fine.
Yes, a finasteride can
The fake twins.
in fact help with preventing your hair loss from testosterone, but from non-bioidenticals, for example, primobolan, masterone, and so on. It's not going to benefit. And so you can't just think, oh, I'll take 1 milligram of finasteride and I'll be perfectly fine. It's still going to have its consequences. How are the Tren twins qualified to give you advice on what steroids you should be taking if they can't even tell you which steroids to take and what to take to help and prevent your hair from being lost? They don't know any better. They're doing their best, but it's not good enough.
I'll put your mass builders right here.
Yeah.
Some DECA, some Equipoise,
Equipoise here.
NPP.
NPP is just another form of DECA. Now, every steroid builds mass. Steroids, what they do is they speed the rate of building muscle.
Every steroid builds mass? Yeah, but they don't. They don't build mass. They can help aid in protein synthesis. They can aid in protein synthesis, but they don't build mass. And the nuclei, they synthesize protein, these myonuclei. So without addition of myonuclei, you cannot synthesize any more protein. So it doesn't matter how much steroids you take. So what does the steroid do? Nothing. It just increases the sarcoplasm. You got sarcoplasmic muscles, fake hypertrophy through the sarcoplasm.
And so whether or not you're taking testosterone, primo,
He's lying to you. Greg is lying to you. He's lying.
masterone, EQ, NPP, trenbolone, you name
They do not increase the mass of the muscles without an addition of nuclei. Do you know where these nuclei come from? From the satellite cell. They don't come from molecules.
I mean, they're going to put on more mass. Some, however, put on more mass than others.
Yeah, the only mass that they put on is sarcoplasmic. That's the mass they put on.
Steroids, okay? All of them do the same or different shit.
So all that eating that they're doing, all this eating and everything, if you're spending money on a lot of, like, even if you're eating good food, whatever, you're spending a lot of money on food, you're just wasting your time and your money taking steroids and, you know, shoving down all these calories and whatever the fuck you're doing there, because you're not really building any muscle lifting concentrically in the gym, bro. Get it? Doing the same behavior that you did before, which failed you, and now you're continuing in that behavior, failing you now. And yet all you did was take steroids. And it's just nothing's going on there, really. You're not building anything.
Equipoise, this is going to be that golden era shit.
And so some steroids are more notorious for being mass builders than others, but remember,
Well, I love this one. Some steroids are notorious for being mass builders than other one. What do you mean by mass builders? Sarcoplasmic mass? By absorbing more glycogen in there and creating, you know, expanding the volume of the sarcoplasm, Greg? Like, this is just stupidity, man. Steroids do not control the myonuclear domain size limit. It is highly controlled by satellite cell and folostat, myostat, and the satellite cell. It is not controlled by your stupid asshole drugs.
remember, a lot of this is actually water. When you're taking DECA, you're gaining a lot more water. When you're
There you go. See, he finally admitted it. He doesn't want to tell you the truth. But now he tells you you're holding water. It's all water you're building. It is. It's all water. For every gram of glycogen, 3 grams of water being drawn between the skin and muscle into the muscle. Yeah.
Taking EQ, you're going to gain less weight, but it's going to be a lot more dense muscle, less water.
No, it's not. You're not going to gain any dense muscle. You're going to gain sarcoplasmic muscle. That's what you're going to gain.
Attention. Testosterone, a lot of it's going to be water. If you're taking Masteron and Primo,
It's all water. It's all water.
it's going to have less overall gains, but a lot of it's going to be muscle. The more weight
No, it's not. It's not going to be muscle. It doesn't build muscles. This is a lie. He's lying to you.
you gain while on cycle, the more you're going to lose when you go off. And so if you're taking things like
The more you're going to gain, the more you're going to lose when you go off. What did you lose? If it gain, he just said if it builds muscle. If you actually build muscle, you think it's just going to disappear? He's full of shit, man. You're not losing. You're not building any muscles, and whatever you're losing there, it ain't muscles.
Masteron and Primo, EQ, for example, you're going to gain a lot less weight, but you're going to lose a lot less when you go off. If you, for example, take
You're going to lose a lot less when you go off of the sarcoplasm? Why, is it going to retain it somehow magically in there? You're crazy.
Anavar versus Anadrol or D-ball, Anavar not going to gain a lot of size, but you're not going to lose as much when you go off. And so
Man, this guy is really nuts. There's all that size you gained is fake, it's sarcoplasmic, and it's all going to go away.
just because you gain more weight while on a cycle doesn't mean you've actually put on more muscle.
Deca, it makes you fucking...
All of it's going to go away. The fake muscles and the fake strength that you injected. You injected fake strength and you created fake sarcoplasmic muscles lifting concentrically a heavy weight because you want to go, woohoo! You want to perform and scream and yell in the gym. Ah! Yeah.
like a big crybaby, but you're big as fuck. You're growing.
These are the two biggest losers in the gym. These are the two biggest losers on YouTube. What are you talking about? They're entertaining, but they're the two biggest losers. Look at them.
Rumors of you get Deca dick. That just depends on
Sam Sulik is another loser. There's a lot of losers like these losers online.
when your test the Deca ratios. I've never had Deca dick.
And so when I took Deca,
Deca
Dick, hated it. Never want to take that again. Was a nightmare. I don't recommend it. For other people, they actually like it. Now, remember, I've coached thousands of people. I would say 50% of people who took Deca, they hated it. It's not something I would recommend.
Anadrol. Yeah, Anadrol. Put Anadrol.
Anadrol's more like down here, bro.
No, Superdrol is worse. Superdrol is worse than both of these.
I'm going to have to disagree with them. I personally think that Anadrol is about as bad as you can get for an oral. Very water intensive, very bloating, not healthy. When I took Anadrol, it dramatically reduced my appetite. I was getting up in the middle of the night, throwing up. In comparison, when I did Superdrol, I could handle it a lot better. Now, remember, they're all hard on your liver. But I wouldn't say Superdrol is way worse, this one's safer. It all depends on the dose that you're taking. But remember, they're all dangerous. Just because one is safer than another doesn't mean you can take it at very high doses.
It's the most liver toxic.
All right, Anadrol and D-ball.
I would argue Anadrol is one of the most liver toxic of the mass builders, but of course there are other orals that are...
Boy, man, these people, they're really funny. They're all toxic. They're extremely toxic. They're bad for you. You're crazy.
very harmful. For example, halotestin, you cannot take these for months on end.
You get so strong that your ligaments and shit can't catch up. That's what
I love this one. You get so strong that your ligaments and tendons can't catch up. Well, how are they supposed to catch up? Like, you injected hormones that bind with the receptor, giving you forced production. So how is your ligaments and tendons how are they supposed to catch up? How are they catching up? What are they going to catch up? You're not building anything there, you idiot.
happened to Mikey. He's taking D-ball. He's getting strong as fuck.
You didn't get strong as fuck. You got your performance went up lifting heavy weight, but you didn't get strong, your body, because your body stayed the same. It's just a pincushion. It's the balloon method. You balloon through the sarcoplasm like a balloon. You want to look the part. So here's the problem. All these people do these heavy lifts concentrically against gravity. And so they're like, hey, I can lift a heavy weight. Why come I don't look the part? I got a stronger, but I didn't get a bigger. So right away they need the steroids because they want to look the part. Then it increases more of their lifts. They go crazy. And then they destroy their little shitty little bodies, their little weak bodies.
His tendons, his ligaments haven't caught up to the fucking weight he's moving.
And so
How does it catch up to the weight that you're moving concentrically? That doesn't make any sense. If there's a reduction in sarcomere number of muscle fibers and everything, there's nothing building. Concentric doesn't build muscles. then how can it catch up to the weight you're moving concentrically? This makes absolutely zero sense, bro. Get it?
That'd be a lesson. He was on D-ball, got so strong that he tore his pec. Is that...
He got so strong. No, he didn't get strong. His lifts went up. That's what happened. His performance went up, but he didn't get strong because his body stayed the same weak. Get it? Like a pincushion.
What you want. And so remember, lower doses, take your time, don't ego lift in the gym.
Clen, it literally you just get shredded on that shit. It literally, you just get...
The muscles didn't build because here's the thing. The pressure of the weight definitely will, the heavy weight that you're lifting, definitely there's some force on the bones, right? And so maybe the bones have expanded, but again, their muscles don't grow concentrically. They don't grow concentrically lifting. And so they stayed the same. And so they couldn't contract on the bone because the bone may have expanded because of the heavy weight they were lifting. And so there's poor contraction. And that too will add to this tearing of the weak muscles that they never grew. You understand me? The bones grew. The muscles never grew. They blew up like a pincushion with water, and they lifted a heavy weight, taking hormones, pushing the body beyond which it could handle, and bingo, a recipe for torn muscles and ligaments and tendons, whatever else, bro, off the bone.
Up your heart rate. Does that sound good? No, your heart is pumping harder.
Imagine...
Why do you think these guys tear muscles even at competition? They're posing and they rip muscles. Tendons, ligaments, muscles, they tear them and shit and everything because, bro, they didn't build any muscles. That's why they didn't build anything. It's just fake shit there, garbage.
Cardio you're doing.
That's why they say, oh, bodybuilders are so weak. Yeah, the fake bodybuilders are weak. If they're fakely bodybuilding, of course they're weak. See what I mean? This is just weakness.
Right? Times it by 3. You're burning so many fucking calories, your body can't stop.
100% nonsense. Clen doesn't burn 3 times more.
Burning calories, those drugs are wasting drugs. They preserve your body. Even if you're burning anything, it'll preserve it. It'll recycle it.
Calories, perhaps in a day, an extra 150. But remember, when you're taking a lot of cleanse, some people, they can't even perform cardio as well. If you're not getting enough sleep, if you're staying up all hours of the night, if you have experienced more anxiety, you're not able to burn the same amount of calories. My advice to you is simply to do more cardio and to eat less. And so some people think that if you take Clen or T3, it's going to be magical. You're suddenly going to burn off all this extra body fat. It's not true. Literally, going for an extra 2-mile walk a day burn way more calories than taking both Clen and T3. However, Clen and T3 can make you sweat more. It can also reduce your appetite. And so if you're sweating out more water and you're eating less because you have a lower appetite, of course you're going to lose more weight. This comes at the expense of your health. You could literally get a heart attack. And so why not take something that's actually not
You can. That sucks.
banned? GLP Max. It's going
So you take something that's not banned. GLP-2 Max.
to dramatically reduce your appetite. And so if you consume fewer calories, you're going to lose more weight. I recommend if you're trying to lose weight, take GLP Max as well as GO2 Max, and you'll lose weight faster than last time. In comparison, Clen and T3, very, very dangerous. Although they're not steroids, they are banned performance-enhancing drugs. You can't take them and be safe, nor can you be healthy.
Diazide. It's taking all the water out of your form. So you look shredded as
And so a diazide is a diuretic. This is something that a bodybuilder would take the day before competition. It's not something to take year-round. Now, Zac Efron claimed that he was taking diuretics. How healthy is that? And did he look like he enjoyed it? He literally made a video talking about how dangerous this was.
All these things these people have to take to fake it. Diuretics, this, that. It's just crazy, man. Shit.
How bad it was for his mental health and his physical, and so strongly don't recommend it. And so by diazide, he's likely talking about a diazide, for example, hydrochlorothiazide with triamterene. Diazide, many people just use this interchangeably. They're talking about diuretics. Things that make you lose water.
Insulin and HGH combined, all your carbs are turning muscles.
Recovery faster, you're getting pumps faster. Everything's faster.
Yeah, pumps. Does that sound like you're building muscle? Pumping, your pumps. More inflammation, more pumping glycogen in the muscle, yes.
Including your early death.
including your chance of getting diabetes and an early death.
Superdrol, these Tren, super liver toxic.
I can't believe they put Superdrol and Tren at the same level. Trust me, Tren is way worse. Mentally, physically, and so on.
Tren, like, you just feel like
But
a
it's
god.
dead.
Essentially, yeah, Tren, angry, can't sleep, fucking, man, you
Sweat.
You sweat like a
Oh
motherfucker.
man, the Tren cough.
Tren cough, you feel like you're dying if you get that shit. I mean, I literally thought I was dying, bro.
Remember, these guys are on what? Their second cycle. They're in their early 20s. They're already taking Tren. Did they really need that? Why would you take something as toxic as Tren when there are so many other things you could have taken? Remember, some people, perhaps they have to take it. If you're going for your IPV Pro card, you're already an IPV Pro. But why would somebody take these things for their very first competition? Your first competition, you should be natural. Below the glacier, what's even more dangerous? I would think the most dangerous of all, DNP. This is certainly something that you shouldn't be taking. If you're taking DNP to help you lose weight, you don't know what you're doing. A simple overdose on DNP, and you're gone. Many people have succumbed. It's not something to be taken lightly, and I strongly discourage you from ever taking this. Not only will you feel like garbage, but it literally can cook you from the inside. Just as deadly as perhaps DNP, insulin, if you miscalculate this, you don't have any carbs handy, you don't eat enough sugar, you can also go into a coma and experience an early goodbye, see ya, you're now buried 10 feet under.
The point of this shit is don't take this shit. Honestly, if I could, bro, I mean, I wouldn't actually. I mean, a life without steroids, I don't know. I would hate it. But at the same
A few
time,
years of blasting, having fun, getting jacked as fuck while you got life by the balls. Sure, I'll do it.
It's very difficult to hear somebody who's taking these things, abusing these things, saying, we take it, but you shouldn't. And so unfortunately, what they've mostly been concerned with is the cosmetic. For example, you lose your hair, but they haven't talked about many of the mental side effects, the physical and so on, the fact that you can take off 20 years off your life or even more. What they're preoccupied with is, how do they look? How much can
Yeah, steroids are going to age the fuck out of you, man. That's for sure. It's cosmetic. There you go. How do you look? Cosmetic.
they lift? But it takes an older person, somebody like Coach Greg. Remember, I trained natural till I was in my 30s. And eventually when I hit
That's a lie. Greg never trained naturally.
my natural genetic limit, I decided, hey, I want to get an IPV
No such thing as natural genetic limit. He's making that up too.
Pro card. At that time, I took it. But until the age of 25, your brain
That's
has...
the excuse he uses to use steroids. I reached my genetic limit. There's no such thing. There's no genetic. There's no natty limit, genetic limit.